our wide receiver room. Now, the Patriots, look at the Patriots. Back in the day, you know, they had playoffs where, like, David Gibbons was their main guy.
Deion Branch.
Troy
Brown.
David Patton. I mean, guys who were like, there was a point in this game, and I tweeted it, Marcus Kemp was playing meaningful snaps in the AFC Championship game where we were actually – it was a tie game at that moment. It's like, Wait, what? And, like, Watson was sick. I mean, it was the first time I'm like, where was Watson at? All season, there's a lot of Chiefs fans who were big Watson fans. I wasn't the biggest fan of him, but, like, tonight I was like, where the hell's Watson? And I'm like, oh, shit, he was sick all week. And then JuJu limps off. They didn't really do a good job showing that JuJu limp off in the game. They didn't really make a big reference of it, but it was I had to realize that, like, I think someone on Twitter was like, yeah, he limped off. He's done. JuJu out, Toney out, Hardman out. And then we're left with Skyy, Moore, MVS. MVS, I've been very critical of him. I don't think he's worth the money. Man, he played his ass off today, man. And
Marcus, I'll tell you a stat real quick. I tweeted it before our show started tonight. In MVS's last 5 games coming into tonight, the man had 101 total yards and a touchdown. Tonight alone, he had 116 yards and a touchdown. If you want to talk about earning your money, the man did it tonight. Look, Frank Clark, same thing, man. We talk about guys like that all the time. They go and get tons of money, and then throughout the regular season, you're like, where the hell are these guys at? It's been 5-6 weeks, and they've done anything. And then the playoffs come around, and these guys shine bright. MVS was so key for the Chiefs winning tonight, man. He was nails. Not even just in the touchdown, but like you said about some of these big plays in the middle of the field when you got to get it, when you got to get a big first down, reaching out, extending that play, which, by the way, the Chiefs should not have had a challenge that to begin with.
Yeah. Well, that's funny because right after that was when they when that play where Mahomes was down with a sack, and they remember they challenged it, but then, oh no, the officials discussed that one, and they don't have to challenge it. Wait. It was so obvious that it was a sack, right? Just like it was so obvious that MVS extended the ball. I mean, the guy has a – by the way, I didn't realize how long his reach was, but I would not want to get into a boxing with MVS. I mean, we're different weight classes altogether anyways, but I wouldn't want to get into a boxing with that guy's reach. My God. That still of his arm sticking out like that?
That was some Stretch Armstrong shit, dude.
My God. Freaking Mr. Fantastic, dude.
Yeah.
Wild. It was that, and then the big catch at the beginning of the game where the one where kind of Mahomes kind of threw it on his outside shoulder, he had to kind of reach up for it, and that was unreal. I mean, for a guy who's a lot of people say his contract's bloated, we had overpaid for him this offseason. Yeah, I would say there's logic to that. And during the season, he really didn't do much, but like he had a Sammy Watkins AFC Championship game moments today. I mean, that's what that was. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Okay, so for MVS is outstanding. But we talked about before, the receiver room needs something. And I think it's what's funny. My brother and I were talking about this also. You and I talked about DeAndre Hopkins on this show, and we've gotten some kind of slack for it. But we're a team that's going to the Super Bowl who you can make a major case that we should be the top dog to go get a DeAndre Hopkins type guy because we don't have a wide receiver one.
100%. Yes. I mean,
which is insane, by the way. We're talking about the Patriots. Yeah. They didn't have a wide receiver one for pretty much most of his career. Yeah, they had Edelman. Yeah, they had Randy Moss those few seasons. Welker. They never had a top guy. And then like that's kind of us. You talk about the special teams aspect, the defense stepping up, and then not having a top guy. That is very Patriots.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the perfect opportunity for the Chiefs to go out there and get a DeAndre Hopkins type of player. And there's no coincidence that they're still at the top of the Bovada odds to land DeAndre Hopkins because it's perfect for both sides. And the Chiefs can fit it in their cap structure coming this next year with all the extensions and players that are coming off the books. The Chiefs could have upwards of $85 to $90 million in cap space if everything goes correctly, which more than likely won't happen, but they'll still have plenty of money to go out there and spend it. And DeAndre Hopkins, the beautiful thing about him is he can come in here and just play his role. He doesn't have to worry about carrying the load like he would in Arizona, where as soon as he got off of that suspension, he was immediately having to just get the ball constantly. I'm sure he wasn't complaining about that, but it took him nowhere. And that's where the Chiefs want to take him, and that's where he wants to go. And I think at this point of his career, knowing that he can help add another volume, another level to this offense. I mean, you saw, like, we all love Kadarius Toney. We talk about how this kid's got special to him, but he can't stay healthy. He's always hurt. McCole Hardman, love him to death, but you saw even some of the bad route running he did tonight, and then he got hurt again, and he's missed over half the season. So these are real problems. Skyy Moore, we love what he did tonight, but he's not a wide receiver one. And Travis Kelce, the greatest tight end who's ever lived and is going to go down as the greatest postseason receiving player ever, is going to be 34 next season. So the emphasis is on, man. You lose Tyreek Hill, and yes, you can still succeed as it's been proven, but you can't expect Patrick Mahomes to every single year go out there and try to replicate what he's done this season, because that's just not how it goes. He's done everything in his power to make it work, but we all know, man, Brett Veach is one of the most aggressive GMs in this league, and he always talks about swinging for the fences. They know that they only got about 11 to 12, 13 more years of this to really make it happen with Patrick Mahomes. And I know that's a big window, but those years go by quick. And you cannot sit back and say, well, let's just play conservative for 3 straight years. Hell no, man. They played a conservative this year and got young, and it's worked out. But that is also why you do it, so you go on the cheap for 1 year, and then you get all that cap money to move around this next offseason and get that stuff done, man. So I 100% believe the Chiefs are going to be in the mix for him. And I think that you're going to see the Chiefs be aggressive at edge. I think there's going to be several other positions the Chiefs have that they're going to need, especially with Frank Clark coming off the books. Chris Jones, we don't know what's going to happen with him. The fact is, though, man, is the Chiefs are going to be aggressive this offseason. That's going to keep the window open for many more years to come. And I couldn't be more excited about that, man.
Yeah, and I think that's a thing, too. It's like, we did it. We went young this year, and we went young on the defensive side of the ball. And look at this game today. The guys who stepped up today, McDuffie, open field tackle up the wazoo. Unbelievable, his open field tackling today. Obviously, we talked about the Cook, tipping the ball to Josh Williams for the interception. Jalen Watson stepped up last week. Across pretty much the entire side of the ball, besides Chris Jones and Frank Clark, it's all young guys doing their thing on these rookie deals. I mean, it's
Marcus,
Marcus,
you have 2 key contributors in Willie Gay and L'Jarius Sneed going down in this game fairly early, I might add. Yeah. Those are 2 veteran players that this defense has relied on all season that have been nothing but nails when they've played. Yeah. They both go down. You're thinking, oh my God, like this Bengals offense can make things happen, man. If they give Burrow just 1 extra second, and this defense, how awesome is it? You want to talk about poetry, because we talk about Skyy Moore, this young rookie contributor doing what he did tonight on special teams, where he struggled all year. Remember, I'm going to give JD some credit here. I know he's not here, but I know he'll probably watch this. Remember when he talked about after that Bills game, when I was so hot and heavy about Spags leaving Josh Williams and Jalen Watson on those islands against Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis, and I was like, why in the hell are you doing that? And to this day, I still don't agree with it. But with that, Marcus, this team, the word that JD used was galvanized. This team was galvanized. These young guys were galvanized. So when L'Jarius Sneed several weeks later gets injured, and several weeks later Willie Gay gets hurt, and these guys are called upon to be the big hitters, to be the difference makers. Trent McDuffie going out there making plays tonight, tipping the passes, making open field tackles, doing what he did. Rookie. Joshua Williams, rookie. Isiah Pacheco, rookie. Skyy Moore, rookie. Joshua Williams, rookie. Jalen Watson. All the Brian Cook, like you said, tipping the ball to Joshua Williams. All rookie players. Yep. Brett Veach knocked this draft out of the damn park, man. Multiple 6th, multiple 7th-round picks. George Karlaftis getting a sack, first-round pick. McDuffie, first-round pick. These guys nailed it. Brett Veach nailed this draft class, man, because these guys, within 5 months of their NFL careers, are out here in the AFC Championship making plays to put the Chiefs into the Super Bowl, man. Not every team can say they can do that, where they can go get rookies out of the bottom of the barrel in the draft and make them into contributors and getting their team into the Super Bowl. That's just not how it goes, man. Yep. But that's what happens here in Kansas City. So these guys absolutely stepped up, played their roles, did not let the injuries of other players shake them or crumble them. They did not crumble under the pressure. This game was tense and tight all game long, and they stayed forward, and they moved forward, and they pushed forward, and that's why that team's holding the Lamar Hunt trophy.
Yeah, you talk about galvanizing JD. Yeah, JD was big on that. Like, there was times on our show where I was like, we're putting these guys in bad situations. Yeah, regular season, this is what JD said. His point was this. These guys, by the time when it matters, especially with the Chiefs, we know we're going to be playing deep into January, right? These guys won't be afraid of the moment when the time comes. And like you said, I mean, today, you played against the Bengals, you played against the Bills, you're playing against teams that played against during the season who bring the A game against you all year long, because you are the Chiefs, you are that top dog, that monster that everyone wants to knock off. And what happens? You play them in the biggest moments of them all in the AFC Championship game. These guys are, I mean, not to say it wasn't new to them. I mean, it was. I mean, AFC Championship game. Yeah, that's the pinnacle. That's the granddaddy of them all, in a way. Biggest game they've ever played in. They weren't afraid of the big lights. They've been in that situation against Stephon Diggs, against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins during the season. So like when it mattered the most, they were there and they didn't bat an eye at it. They embraced that situation like JD said it was going to happen. JD, we call him Dunstradamus on the show for a reason. You know that, right? So like, hi everybody, thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.